Hi, I'm LaVonda Staples, and today it's July the 8th, 2006, and I'm interviewing my grandmother, Bessie Staples, regarding her experiences in Mound Bayou, Mississippi, that's in Bolivar County, in the years from 1916, when she was born, to 1936. And now I'd like her to introduce herself. Okay, introduce
It's
yourself.
1936.
Yeah, that's the year you left.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta say who you are now.
Huh?
You gotta say who you are.
That's what I'm supposed to say now.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, goodness. My name is Bessie Staple. Bessie Urban Staple. You should have told me that once. That's all I got to do.
Yeah. What day were you born?
January 11, 1916.
Oh, last time we didn't get your parents' names. What are your parents' names?
Huh?
What are your parents' names?
My father was named Joseph Urban. My mother was named Georgia Neely.
Were they born there in Mound Bayou?
They was born in down there, yeah.
Then they were married there too?
Yeah, they've been there all their life.
Oh, now last time we had some good conversations about the schools, and and I went back and did some research, and I found out the churches built the schools, but I didn't get to ask you. You said something about an examination process that you went through. You want to talk some more about that?
When I was going to school?
But you went to the Normal and Technical Institute. Is that the name of it?
I didn't go to no technical school.
Where'd you get your teacher's certificate from?
From Campbell College. Baptist College.
Oh, okay.
Baptist College. By Mississippi.
How long did it take you to get your teacher's certificate?
Huh?
How long did it take you to get your teacher's certificate?
Oh, I had to go to another school to get my teacher's certificate. I got that at Cleveland, Mississippi school. I started at the Baptist College, and they had so many students there that to divide them up. So Cleveland is about 4 miles from Mound Bayou, Mississippi. So that's why I went to take my test that night. My studying was at the Baptist College.
How many years did you have to study?
4 years is what we got.
So, I mean, who paid for that? Who paid for you to go to the Baptist College?
The ones that was able to support themselves, they supported themselves. But then, those that wasn't able to support themselves, they got an assistance, but you didn't have to pay until after you come out of school, after you get a school and come out of school, come out of regular college.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a school. I got a school, but I didn't teach it. Because Mr. Staple wanted to get married so bad.
You mean Granddaddy?
Right.
The Reverend Percy Daniel Staples.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you never taught one day after you got your certificate?
we used to go and do the regular teaching, See, when you go to school, you have to go through a training in school.
Like student teaching?
Right.
So
you've done that. You've taken all those tests, and I got a school. But the school that the school were in the country, the rural school now, in the country, they were long ways apart, and transportation was hard to get around. It was hard for you to get around. If you went to a school, you had to stay a whole week there to teach, because you couldn't have no transportation backward and forward. So I didn't like that in the first place, where they were sending us to, where they sent me to. I didn't like it, but I did stay there a while.
Who did you live with?
Huh?
Who did you live with?
You live there. They have the place for you to stay.
Like a dorm?
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that.
And did you stay with other girls? Because you were like, what? You were 14.
See, they had places just for the school teachers.
But you were like 14 years old at this time, right?
No, I was going teaching school.
But how?
I graduated from high school. I graduated from grade school when I went to high school.
And you graduated from grade school in 1928, right? Because you were 12. How old were you when you graduated from grade school?
From grade school, yeah, I was around 12 to 18 years old, somewhere in there. But then I went to high school.
Mm-hmm.
High school was in Mound Bayou. The grade school was too, but it was at a different school.
Well, let me interrupt you. What, you remember the name of the high school you went to?
Bolivar County Training School.
Bolivar County Training School.
Yeah. And then I left from there and went to the Baptist College. Now that's where I'd taken up my teacher's training at the Baptist College.
Do you remember what was your favorite group of kids to teach? Was it the first graders, the second graders? Which one did you like?
You could teach up to 8th grade. In the grade, you could teach up until 8th grade.
But which one did you like the most, the little kids or the big kids?
Well, you know, the kids weren't like they are now. You know, they going crazy now. But back in those times, they had a lot of respect. And they wasn't no problem. There wasn't no problem. So your parents, all you have to do is notify your parents that your child was acting up in school. But you could whip them then. But you see, you can't whip them now.
Could all your brothers and sisters read and write? I mean,
all of them went to school.
Yeah. So did
my oldest brother, he got, after my father died, he didn't go back to school no more, but he was 12th grade then, when my father passed. And
how many brothers and sisters do you have? I forgot to ask you.
I had 7 brothers and 3 sisters.
Oh. So when you met, now let me ask you this. There's 10 of you all. When you met...
There's 12 of us.
I'm sorry, 11.
I had 11 children.
11, I'm sorry, I left you out.
Right.
So it's 11 of you all. When you meet other black children in other towns, were you ever surprised that they couldn't read and things like that, or they didn't go to school?
Well, when they couldn't read, we didn't, some teachers set them back. Mm-hmm. But they had a class that they would put them in so that they couldn't keep up with the other students, but yet and still they could still be in class and learning.
But like, what I'm getting to is like in places like Drew and Marigold.
We didn't go, I only went to Mound Bayou.
But the white plantation owners in those towns kept the black people from going to school all year round. Mound Bayou was different. You all had...
No,
What?
The white people that there, they had a plantation. Do you know what a plantation is?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what they would do, they had an early crop because they was in the Sunflower County.
Right.
Sunflower County had clay dirt. And Bottle County had black dirt. So we had to go about 20 miles over there before our cotton got ready to be picked. See what the white folks done? They hired people from Mound Bayou to go over there and work. But they could only work, until when we get ready to go to school. See, before we go to school, they farming, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we were too, but our cotton didn't get ready until, because we was in black dirt, so therefore it was later. So we had already went over and worked for the white folks over there.
But what I mean is, you know that not that many people could read, were literate in 19...
We had a lot of them could read.
But in Mound Bayou, a lot of people could read and write.
Well, I went to one grade school, and I come out of that school, that's New Kingdom. I come out of that school when I started at 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I came out. That's when my daddy moved over to Mound Bayou.
Where were you before then?
We was over there on my uncle. His uncle had a place. Mm-hmm. And he had houses. That's a ton
What
of
was his
them.
uncle's name? What was his uncle?
Robert Irving, that's my daddy's uncle. And he raised my daddy. So when my daddy left from over there, we went over to Mound Bayou.
To the town of Mound Bayou.
Right,
Because before you were like in the outskirts of the town.
right. We were somewhere a good ways. So therefore, the smaller children went to a grade school. But my older brother and them, I went to a grade school too, but I wasn't going long. So therefore, when we moved over to Mound Bayou, all of us was going to the same school.
What did you think about living so close to the railroad? The railroad.
Nothing. The train stopped right there in Mound Bayou.
Yeah, but then you see all these people getting on and coming off. I read they had like 6 stops a day, for this train.
No, they don't do that. See, the train would come to Memphis.
Mm-hmm. And we talking about
from Memphis to Mound Bayou.
We're talking about the LNOT Railroad. I think it's what is L is for Lincoln, NO is for New Orleans, and T is for Texas. Was it LNOT? You remember that? What was the name of the railroad? I'm thinking it's LNOT.
I don't know what the name is. But
you pay any attention.
The railroad, the train stopped right in front of my auntie. My auntie had a hotel.
What was her name?
And a store.
What was your aunt's name?
Sister Key, that's mama's aunt.
Okay, it was your mother's aunt.
That's my mother's aunt.
Okay.
You know Cousin Frona?
Oh, I know, but we kind of got to tell the people whose name
well,
it is.
Okay. That's mama.
And that's the one
she
that had
a big hotel there in Mound Bayou.
And it's one with the Chinese cook that I just found out was a girl and kept getting pregnant. And nobody said anything. How come they never put the Chinese lady out of town for getting pregnant?
Well, they don't do that. They don't. Mound Bayou's a good place to be.
Yeah, but I was reading this book where they talked about, the book is Black Towns and Profit by Kenneth Hamilton, I believe his name is. And he talked about people cohabitating together without being married, and that the men of Mound Bayou went to talk to the couple. This is before you were born. And they persuaded them to get married. And people, they like to promote that Mound Bayou had no crime and very little immorality. So that's why I ask you, how come they didn't put the Chinese lady out of town? She had 2 kids, and, she's not married. And she's hanging out at Cousin Frooney's hotel.
Mound Bayou was a place of love.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think it was so nice?
It didn't put nobody out. You know what they used to do, Lavonda?
Ma'am.
Take an instance. We were picking cotton. Well, let me say we were chopping cotton.
Mm-hmm.
See, a certain time of year, you chop the cotton, to help it to grow.
So do you remember what month that was?
From June up until around the last of August. You have to keep the weeds and things out of it so the cotton can grow and bring it there. Well, you do that. And as soon as you get through in your field, this other man got some over in his field. Mm-hmm. You leave right out of your field and go there and help him.
And you all wouldn't ask for any money from each other?
Didn't pay no money, no nothing.
So you just helped automatically?
Help him to get through. And then when they get through, you're going to help somebody else to get through.
So there's always something to do?
Well, everybody chop cotton at the same time.
Oh.
It comes off they plant cotton around April. And when it started coming up, before it bring the cotton and stuff on it, you got to keep it clean out, the weeds clean out of it, so it won't break the cotton down.
I had to ask you something else. Back to this hotel. Who stayed at the hotel? I mean, just people that got off the train, and how many rooms did it have? Was it a rooming house, a boarding house, or a hotel?
It was a big hotel, took up a whole block. And that's what she had. She already, before then, she had had a store.
Mm-hmm.
She had money.
Where'd she get the money from?
I don't know where they got the money from. That's for my time, but I knew anything she had.
Oh.
But anyway, she was married to my mother's brother.
Oh. Your mother's?
She was my mother's auntie.
No, she's a great aunt. If she was married to your mother's brother, that was your grandmother's brother.
She was married to...
You know his name?
Uncle Thomas? Yeah, I know him.
What was his last name?
Huh?
What was his last name?
Thomas?
Thomas Neely?
Right.
Oh, okay. Now this is the guy you told me that had a job on the railroad, and was he passing for white, or was he light skinned or something? You told me some story about him.
Who?
Tom Neely. Who was the one that would see you in town and not speak to you, or your mother?
My mother's daddy was named Thomas Neely. My mother's father was named, but he looked almost like this man here.
Oh my
You
God.
couldn't tell him from a white man. Save your life.
Where was he from? Was he from Mound Bayou?
From down there somewhere. That's all that before my time. When I come in, that's what was going on. But that was my mother's daddy.
Okay.